Yeah, Silent Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What it do? What it do? What it do? Thank you, you 5-2 guy. It's Taco Tuesday, so you know what that means. Hey, the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl crew is in special effect. Hey, welcome in the building. I got the man, the champ is here. Randy Weber, what's happening with you, Walter?
Doing good. Still love being the champ.
Hey, feels good. But hey, we'll kind of touch base on that because tonight's episode is kind of like that time period of the summer where you get like a mixed bag of everything, but it's all just leading up to the precursor or the main event of what we're just waiting for. We're waiting for hoodie weather. We're waiting for a training camp. We're waiting for the pass to start smacking. We're waiting for touchdowns, interceptions, sacks, all that. We're waiting for all that.
Yep.
But hey, it's summertime, and so usually we get, like I said, it's a mixed bag of things. But so I wanted to start here, Randy, because obviously, I followed the World Cup pretty well. I don't know how much you got into it, but Spain prevailed. I know a lot of people were, oh man, I don't want Argentina to win, because of other things that weren't necessarily soccer related. And hey, by all means, do what you got to do. But in this situation, Spain, man, they handle business, man, and they say anybody but him. Number 10, anybody but him. And if you were watching the World Cup, Argentina kind of pretty much was getting defended that pretty much the whole tournament for the most part. Anybody but 10. And I mean, I'm not going to hold it against the guy. The guy's 39. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think he had what one goal throughout the whole tournament or something like that. So I mean, I'm gonna make sure I double check. But just for me, yeah, how many games he got? How many he got? Top scores. Okay, he got 8 points, but the majority of that 8 goals or something like that. But I think it was something like he didn't really wasn't able to get into the flow of things in that championship round, the World Cup round against Spain. And I mean, I don't know what people expected. Yeah, I'm not gonna let him try to be the reason why I lose. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about literally one of the greatest soccer players ever born. Why would I let that guy just destroy me and just dash my hopes of winning the World Cup?
Yeah, why? Right. So yeah, I did watch. I actually got into the World Cup decently. There were people in my life that, got into it, kind of caught me up. I watched some of the games. I watched the one that US lost, and I watched this one, and some of the things going into it, obviously there's the same feeling that I had with Tom Brady, that a lot of people have with Mahomes, that a lot of people have with LeBron, which is he's the top guy, and so the refs baby him, and so now we hate him. And that sentiment was a fairly popular one. It's considering how I've felt with the top guy in a sport before, I can understand it. There's like you said, there were a lot of things that aren't soccer related, that especially considering that the World Cup is this national thing, and countries' issues always kind of get into it. I do think that played a big role in the shift towards it. Also, Argentina played like mad dirty throughout that game. Like, they were fouling Spain constantly.
Yeah, very aggressive.
Especially that one where that dude was spinning in the air. Like, that one was crazy.
Well, I'm more disappointed in the behavior post match. Is kind of like, don't be a sore loser, my dog.
Yes.
We can't be mad now and get extra physical after the game, after the L has been put on the head. Now you looking like Mario, brother. Calling you. No, we can't do that. See, and I think that kind of goes, obviously, the conversation of sportsmanship. We'll have that another day, but I think that's a conversation that needs to be talked about worldwide, internationally, because that was piss poor behavior, bro. Like, come on, man. Like you had all the time in the world, because it went into extra time. So there's 90 minutes plus extra time, and then you did the extra time. That's another 30 minutes plus extra time. So we talking about at least like an hour, 45 minutes. You had time to affect the scoreboard, my guy. We're not doing that. Like damn near almost 2 hours of actual playing time for you to affect the scoreboard, my guy. Not doing that. And I know a lot of people are going to get on Messi, but look, he's still going down as one of the greatest of all time. Obviously Kylian Mbappe is doing his shit. And he's fairly younger on the younger side, but I come on. I mean, no, I'm not gonna let that guy beat me. I'm not gonna let him kill me. And it's funny because every 4 years, especially in America, we get this arrogance because we think we dominate so much in other sports. Oh man, why aren't we doing so great? And I finally got the answer to that. And I'm gonna trust Landon Donovan. If y'all remember Landon Donovan, I just wanted to touch upon this. I know me and Randy kind of talked about it before, but I just wanted to speak on it. But just it's kind of like, if you pay attention, it's these overall tone of American arrogance.
I grew up in Southern California in a 900 square foot home with a single mom who's a special ed teacher. The reality is, if someone hadn't paid for me to play club soccer, I would not be sitting here today. Forget about $3,000 a year. My mom couldn't afford $300 a year. We are missing out on a lot of players. They did a study. Only 2% of kids that are registered in either AYSO or club soccer, only 2% come from household incomes of $50,000 or less. So we're missing out on this massive population of our country, and we need to make that net way, way, way bigger. That being said, there's a lot of people every 4 years who all of a sudden become soccer experts who know nothing about soccer. And they go, well, the pay to play is ruining it. Pay to play has to go away. Somebody has to pay for soccer. The problem is all these youth clubs now are grinding every penny out of every family. I have kids. I can afford to pay for it. My kid has 4 training jerseys. Why the hell do they need 4? They have to use the hotels that our club tells them they have to use when they're going, because the club's getting a kickback from. They have to use the insurance company. They're traveling to Vegas from San Diego at 8 years old to play a game. This is ridiculous. You can't just say, make it go away and make it all free. Who's going to pay for the coaches? But it can be way more affordable. Instead of $5,000 a year, maybe it's $500 a year. People can say, okay, that's a decision I can make for my kid to play soccer. And that seems fair and reasonable. the end of the day, if none of that works, you do what I did. Until I was 15, the most organized training sessions I ever had in a week was 1. I never had private lessons. I think I did okay. I grew up in Southern California.
I think I did okay.
I call Jeezy.
Get that out. All right. I just want that as a reference point because it also kind of plays into the conversation, almost like Jordan Walker in Major League Baseball, as in representation and pretty much finances in certain sports are at a point where it's financial classes are separating the actual people who are participating in these sports. And what Landon Donovan was speaking about is his cost for his kids to play club soccer. They're paying for coaches' fees, club fees, uniforms, and trust. I know all this because my 8-year-old daughter, she's on a competitive gymnastics team. And yeah, we just got told we got to pay dues this Sunday, and we just found out 2 days ago, $300. Woo! Yeah. So my thing is we starting to get to this point where, and I'm a big fan of Jordan Walker now because I'm used to Randy. I don't know about you. I grew up seeing Ken Griffey Jr., seeing Albert Bell, seeing Ricky Henderson, Dave Winfield, Chili Davis. Hell, Ken Griffey's dad, senior.
Yeah.
I could go, list Brandon Phillips, Barry Larkin, Ozzie Smith. I'm talking about I could roll down and name a list of ball players that look like me and you. And we're coming to this point where they're not looking so much like us. And not no disrespect to our Latin American brothers, but I'm talking about us, the brothers in America. All right, we're lacking that representation in MLB compared to what it used to be. And I think MLB has already had this problem with the finances that soccer is running into. But it was just the arrogance of U.S. thinking that we were just going to be so top of soccer. Like, no, that's been the world sports for so long. That's the world sport.
Yeah.
We're not at the best at that. And there's reasons why that, because our own demise and our own systems that we got over here, but it's almost mirror Major League Baseball. There was such a huge representation when I was growing up. Now it's almost none because the finances are separating and it's taking the talent pool and it's putting a wall around it. And unless you're getting sponsored, somebody got some dough, you come up on the lottery, somebody come up on a J.G. Wentworth, I need my money and I want it now type situation, get a lump sum. I mean, cats ain't, and y'all know me, we really don't talk a lot of race things on there, but this one is kind of race related because at the end of the day, brothers, we already know what's going to get us out the hood.
Yeah.
It's a football and a basketball.
Yeah. And that's it's a very relevant point to all of this because that's always been the conversation with hockey, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Like the conversation has always been the reason why it's not as popular in the Black community is because it's so white. It's like historically and even today, very white, and not just very white, but very upper class. And that's the reason why. It's because it's just so expensive. Meanwhile, I live in New York City and there's a basketball hoop every other block, right? So it's just the access to it and the areas that are capable of providing it are because we live in a country that, with our history, that has created economic lines across racial lines, that there is a correlation between those things, and that seeps into the representation in the sport. I mean, in this case, it was, I think, a very good, not just a good thing, but also contributed to the popularity of the World Cup that a lot of the players were black. Like France, that was a big point of discussion. France had a lot of African players, including Mbappe. Spain was comparatively mixed, had some African players, like a lot of the European countries did. And I think you could, I don't know if you want to make the flip argument to that. It's just like, well, Europe is exploiting African talent, like stripping them from Africa and bringing them in to profit from it themselves. But the players are benefiting from it. That was a big point to the reasons why Argentina was unpopular, is because in addition to racism within their history, which I think it's kind of ironic that was the target against Argentina in defense of European countries with their history of colonization and everything. But it did kind of become a thing, and it didn't help when, like, even the players are almost all light skinned. There is that issue in some Latin countries of like the Eurocentric bias towards light skinnedness. And then you look at in Argentina, which is a Latin American country, they're basically all white. And then you look at European countries that are filled with tons of African players and darker skinned players. Accusations of racism among the team, I believe even Messi, and not, the Malay government currently involved with the Trump government. There were a lot of things. And because it's a sport where nations are involved, the politics will always become part of the conversation with them. Yeah.
And sometimes I think that's a little bit unfortunate because it's like I think sometimes, and not to play the wrestling card at this, obviously I think there's times where they want to make a good and a bad guy, a heel and a baby out of this situation. Sometimes when you got nations involved, who's the bad guy in this situation? Who's the good guy? What's the reason why we should root for this team? Why the reason why we should boo against that team or root for them to lose? So it's kind of like it does kind of intensify the game, I guess, for entertainment purpose, to kind of give a reason to get that good and bad side effect of the match, I guess. So I don't hate it, but I just hate that it gotta go that personal. You know what I'm saying? Like
I actually feel like I'm of the opposite side, because that's what so in a couple of things. One, I do think these things are important to talk about. Two, they absolutely do heat up the matchup.
Hey, chill, bro. Hey, hold on.
I don't know how I've never gotten that one before.
No, I gotten tone lump before. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I've never gotten busy before, but that's a good one. Yeah, no. So one, these things are important to talk about. Two, I do think that they heat up the matchups, and I think that's for the entertainment factor, I think that's great. Yeah. But also, that's not uncommon in soccer's history. I mean, a lot of like Real Madrid and Barcelona, like there's a political underline there to their long-standing historical beef. Scotland has a long-standing historical beef between their two big teams that's across political lines. Like it's the UK does. It's not uncommon. Like
no, it's not.
In India and Pakistan, it's cricket. It's not soccer for them, but I think it does also exist in their soccer teams. Huge political lines, like obviously, and that makes those matchups so heated, and I think more fun because of that. As long as you don't like kill each other.
And it's not uncommon here, so we shouldn't be like shocked by this. I just think it was more of when we weren't involved as a nation, and you see other countries do that in front of us on our soil, and they're just having that type of beef like that. It was just, I guess it was strange to see that type of beef and not actually be involved in it. And it's kind of, it was just, I was like, oh damn, they They going that low? Oh, they said I go low, I go lower. I was like, oh wow, okay, so well, shit, spice this muff up then. Put some exercise on this bitch then. Let's go. But I mean, look, it like you said, it does drive the ratings, but I mean, it also, I guess sometimes, like we seen in America, like homeboy when he was at the White House, had the nurse dropped the joke about Obama, Michelle being a man, like that was just being stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what. Anyway, that was lame, but
it depends on how, obviously, right? Like how politics is incorporated into it. Like shit like that is not good for anything in the discourse. But I do think, say, the discourse about the African players, especially in a sport where like European soccer fans are notoriously very racist, for them to have to get behind a bunch of African stars and us to talk about that, I think is a good thing.
Well, yeah. Players in Boston should be used to that feeling.
Yep. Right, yeah, exactly.
Hey, it's a good GA when you playing for them and winning. It's a hard ER when you are not on that team.
And poor Mitch, poor Mitch at the free throw line. I'm gonna be so mad on his behalf.
Hey, I'm letting you know. You better make that free throw, nigga. He misses. Trade this is gonna turn into a hard ER right when he misses. Trade didn't. Hey, these are jokes, but they ain't too far from the truth.
Nope. No.
Hey, these are jokes, but they ain't too far from the truth. But not me. But I mean, I just say representation to me always matters. So when, like, Landon Donovan was saying, like, when the money is literally financially, economically, are just taken away and minimizing your talent pool, because I mean, no disrespect. Hey man, some of the best talent is the ones that got to get it out of the mud, man. It's because they got something to fight for. It's just a certain mentality. It's a certain grit. It's a certain fight. It's a certain dog. It's a certain, I gotta get it because they ain't got nothing. And that's not everybody's story. It's not. But majority, more times than not, that is that story, because they there's an obstacle, there's a story of triumph, of overcoming. It is it is what it is.
It's true. And I guess to his point, I think that he was right in everything that he said. I guess the only issue is, like, what is the solution to that? Like, things cost what they cost. I guess there's always, if demand is going to stay high, they have no incentive to make it cheaper. They have to pay everybody, like he said. I guess the one thing that could happen is if they do see that the rise in representation, they look at the numbers for how that did in the World Cup, because this was the most watched World Cup ever. The fact that it was in America is a big part of that. The increased representation, I think, is also a part of that. If sponsors do look at that and they see that is moving it the same way representation in football and basketball were huge for them becoming bigger, they, maybe they'll start doing some scholarships, some things, some opportunities for Black and Hispanic people who live in the inner cities who don't have that money to get endorsed early if they show talent. Maybe there will be the incentives on their end, and that could be how you see a rise of it. And I think that'd be great if that does happen.
Yeah, and obviously, I know there are finances that are, a reason for a lot of things that are being exposed or not being exposed to certain areas of certain parts of the country. But at least can we get like just at least just the bare minimum of exposure? Like somebody come around and teach these young fellas how to dribble a football with their feet.
Mhm.
Somebody teach these young fellas how to do something, with a football. The actual soccer football, not the American football. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
I especially in our industries, we need more than just football and basketball. It used to be baseball. We had a whole Negro league, bro. The museum's 20 minutes from me. Like literally. It really bothers. I don't know how much it bothers you, but it really bothers me, Randy, because baseball was my first sport, and I played it before I did football, before I did baseball. Before I did basketball, before I did anything. Baseball was the first sport. Like, I don't understand how we had a whole Negro leagues, and all of a sudden we got bare minimum representation.
Well, we had a Negro Leagues because of segregation.
Well,
Like, yeah, like to the point, and like I know that you know that. I'm not challenging you with that, but like,
no.
yeah, like
It
we
was
should have always had an
foreign.
integrated league.
It was definitely foreign because we weren't allowed to integrate, and that's cool. But what I'm saying is, it stayed around for forever. It actually produced so many stars, and it has so many stars that it forced Major League Baseball to integrate. It was like, yo, we can't keep missing out on these boys over here, man. They cold blooded, all right. So it's like, and to have that be so good to force them to, even though they still didn't like you, man, them look good.
No,
They couldn't deny your talent any longer. You know what I'm saying? And so, and to the fact that right now, Jordan Walker, who I know a little bit of, and then Mookie Betts, there's probably some other brothers in the league, but like I said, they used to
Jazz.
be Jazz. Yeah, he's Bohemian, but I mean, there's used to be literally like a whole list of brothers we could name off, and right now I'm struggling to find 5, and I'm kind of like, damn.
Yeah, no, it's the financial incentives that lead to people getting into it, and yeah, I mean, I do think that, because I mean, MLB right now is gradually decreasing in popularity.
It is.
It's going underneath the NFL and the NBA. Is that the reason why? It's probably contributing. So for the same reason, like I said with soccer, scholarships, endorsements, if they see that diversifying the league again would be beneficial to getting more eyes from different communities. I mean, bro, like Yankee Stadium is not that far from me, and it's in the Bronx, bro. Like, how do you have a stadium in the Bronx, bringing in people from the Bronx to watch your game, and then there's like one black dude? It's like, bro, it's the Bronx. Like, that's that's crazy. Like, the most decorated team in sports history is right here. They are your top team in this sport, and there's one brother there.
Only one.
Only one.
But it's just more like I guess for me, it's when you look at baseball and similar to soccer, both are international sports. Both other countries can play the sport very well, and the stars, especially in America, we got some stars in America, but like right now, the biggest star is Shohei Ohtani in baseball.
Mhm.
Obviously, stars in soccer are not going to be American born. So it's kind of like, I guess over here in the States, we're so used to cheering for our born stars and following our born stars, and our born stars being literally at the epitome of that certain sport. So of course we're going to have the stars in football. Of course we're going to have the stars in basketball. We used to have the stars in baseball. And this is not just even a brother representation. This is an American representation at this point.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because especially in baseball, we're talking about Japanese are doing their damn thing. We're talking about any South American country brother is doing their damn thing in baseball. Any Caribbean brother is doing their damn thing in baseball. So it's kind of like this is more of an American representation in what's supposed to be America's favorite pastime.
No, it's true, and I mean, like we've talked about that with the NBA for years. I mean, like if you look at the top like 8 players in the NBA, at least 5 of them are foreign born. Shea, Wemby, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, like that's some people's top 5 right there. They're all foreign born. And yeah, I mean, no, it's true. And you know, there are a lot of like economic and, you know, cultural reasons why that shift is happening. The Euro League increasing in popularity, you know, all of those things. But it is interesting. I mean, like I think, and obviously I'm taking off my Knicks hat for the purpose of making this point, but it is a good point. America, there are lots of reasons why the Knicks winning the championship was so uniquely huge, right? Part of it's because we haven't won since '73. Part of it's because it's New York, and New York is the mecca of the world. But also, Jalen Brunson was our star, who's a Black American. And he's, you know, proud of his Jamaican heritage and all of that, but he's an American. He's a Black American. He's really the everyman in terms of he's 6'1". He's, you know, this really normal family man without any baggage, like obviously a good dude. But I think an additional part of it is he looks like all of us. You know, the average basketball fan is a Black American. You know, like I guess like per capita, right? Because obviously there's more white people, but like per capita, it's a Black American. Jalen Brunson is an American-born star, and we just don't have that right now. I mean, that's the reason why Ant-Man, the NBA got behind Ant-Man so much. He's an American-born star who's also super charismatic, and you know, he plays an exciting style. And so they were like, all right, here. Jalen Brunson basically just did that. And he's now the reigning finals MVP. He just won the title in historic fashion. And the NBA could get behind him to be the star because he does. I think America does want, and I don't think it should always be the case. I don't think it should matter that much if somebody is from the same country as you, especially a country like America where the majority of international stars are from here anyway. But they do. Like it's just the reality. They do. And Jalen Brunson is the guy right now, and I think they were happy to get behind him specifically.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it does matter. I especially in America, it's always going to matter. We're all like, are we going to be fans of people who are foreign born? Obviously, because damn sure I'm a fan of Wemby. I'm damn sure a fan of Luka. You know, I've grown to like Jokic. So yeah, I'm a fan of people who are not born here. But damn it, it just feels something. It feels good when LeBron was on top. It felt good when Kobe was on top. It felt great when MJ was on top. You know what I'm saying? It does. It feels good when Ken Griffey was the guy. It felt good when Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds were the talk of baseball. Like it felt great. Hey, I don't care where. You know how a few weeks ago you talked about that New York unity. That shit like that brings like say what you want. Hey man, that's that good American love right there, man. We started seeing our boys doing the damn thing.
Right, exactly. People like Americans got into soccer because the American team was doing its thing. I didn't give a shit about the American team beforehand, right? Like I'm not gonna pretend like I did. Yeah. I didn't know who these people were, exactly. but it was something to get behind. Like there's just that spark of like, you know, the competitive nature of sports brings that out in people, and it's a good healthy outlet for some very healthy, playful xenophobia, and it's just cool to take that us versus them and have some pride in your us, even if you don't otherwise care about that, or you don't otherwise like find unique value to it. It's just an outlet for it in a healthy, self-aware way. And, you know, sports does do that. And Team USA basketball, I was super into Team USA basketball, not just because it was cool to see all these stars together. That was a big part of it, but also it was like, hell yeah, brother. Like that's us.
That's us.
Like, that's us. Especially America being represented by so many brothers. Like it was us on multiple levels.
Hey, there's times where it's acceptable to be like, hey man, it's all about us. Fuck y'all. That's what it is. And it's okay. It's okay. And sports gives us that outlet to really be okay with saying that. Like it's all about us.
Right, exactly. As long as it comes with self-awareness, right? Like you're aware that it stops at sports. Like then it's fine.
It stops.
Yes.
It stays in this box.
Yes.
Homie, you step out that motherfucker now, like now, it ain't gonna be too much. Fuck y'all.
Yes.
But no, speaking of NBA, nice transition right there. But funny thing about the summertime is we always get the, coronation of a champion at the beginning of summer. And then, we get a draft. And then right before 4th of July, we get some fireworks on some free agency. But in this situation, it's been a lot of trades and it's been a lot of movement throughout the whole summer this year. And one domino that just still ain't all the way fell, just still sitting there taking this sweet old time. Okay, so now normally, all right? Normally, I literally would absolutely give LeBron hell. Normally, all right? I might actually pitch him some grace. Because I'm trying to figure out what did you hear this mess, man? I don't know if you heard this.
Tell me about this mess.
But Adam Silver had the nerves to go publicly and say this, all right? My man went publicly and said this.
You have to finish up the schedule.
Right.
And where LeBron plays will affect the schedule. So I would like him to make his announcement already so we can finish the schedule, because as you might imagine, the teams are calling us, the networks are calling us, and everybody wants to lock in the schedule. But it will influence how we set the schedule, how we set opening week, Christmas Day, etc. So I need him to make a decision. But the direct answer is I have no inside information.
RC, bro.
That is surprisingly transparent. That is crazy transparent.
Hey, look, I know the GOAT conversation is a dead horse, and it gets talked about and nauseating years after years after years. I think I'm ready to put it to bed for good. LeBron James is the GOAT, because ain't no way I never heard of the commissioner publicly saying I need this guy to make a decision where he needs to play basketball because it's affecting our scheduling in his 25th year. It's we said it before, Randy, on the show. I'm saying it again for 1,000,000 times. Hate LeBron, love LeBron. They're going to miss LeBron. They still haven't found a replacement yet. And this is evident that they still haven't found a replacement yet to fill his void.
Yeah.
This is crazy, dog. They're waiting on him to make a decision to finish the schedule.
Yeah, no, honestly, like it's the thing, because you want, on one hand, you want to be like, just make it anyway. Like, don't let him hold you hostage. But on the other hand, it's like, but you're going to lose a ton of money potentially if you do that. Like if he goes to the wrong team, it's like, oh well, shit, we had all these primetime games. He's not on anymore.
Okay, but hear me out. You got time to, because they're not kicking off their regular season so damn near Halloween. Like,
Yeah, no, they have time to adjust. Yes,
flex that shit. Adjust, baby. Like you can't tell me that, Adam Silver, you're not smart enough and you don't have the resources, don't have the people. And I get it. Arenas got to have schedules because they rent and lease their spaces out to, you know, certain artists, concerts, whatever coming through the town. I get it. But still, you got 41 home games, 41 away games. You can make it happen. You figure it out. Because my thing is, at the end of the day, why don't you just go ahead and just schedule some of the teams that you think you might go to? Just go ahead and schedule them prime time. If you feel that inclined to do it. But here's my biggest thing.
right. Especially since the 4 teams that are in the running are all teams you'd want to feature anyway.
Thank you.
He's not on them. You have the Warriors with Steph. You have Cleveland Cavaliers who are contenders and have Mitchell and Harden and all that. You have the 76ers who just acquired Jaylen Brown. And then you have the Heat who just acquired Giannis. You have reason to showcase all 4 teams
Anyway, thank you. This isn't rocket science. This is probably the one time that I'm like, okay, Adam Silver, like you're being a little bit dramatic, bro. You're being a little dramatic, and he just hit that this past weekend at Fanatics Fest, which has been turning into a big hoopla. But my thing is,
go ahead.
Now go ahead with your comment of Fanatics Fest because I think it's turning into a huge thing.
Well, yeah, no, Fanatics Fest is great. I just went there and it was awesome. What I was gonna say was that I think that there's a chance that Silver said this on purpose as a bluff. He may acknowledge everything that we said. He may have the ability to recognize that he can just flex in all of that. He may be doing this specifically to put pressure on LeBron to make a decision.
True.
So it's possible it's a bluff.
But here's my thing.
Or a call of bluff, one could say.
I mean, he definitely talked through the media, and I'm pretty sure he ran into LeBron because they were both at Fan Fest. So
right, yeah.
So my thing is with this one, here's why I'm pitching LeBron Bell. He's deserving to take his time on where he wants to decide to play, probably for his last team. He deserves that. 2, I know Adam Silver wants to get this Christmas schedule and all that. My thing is even if you put LeBron and make the best Christmas schedule on NBA, that's no longer your day no more. I don't. You're gonna get ratings, but the NFL has been trotting some of the worst schedules on Christmas Day the last couple of years, and still have just doubled your ratings and kick your ass on ratings on Christmas Day easily. So I mean, I get you want to have LeBron possibly potentially his last Christmas. Cool, I understand the sentiment, but economically, yeah, you're gonna make money, but you're still not gonna get nowhere close to what you can, is because people are still gonna tune into that piss kid getting tossed around the field. So I mean, it's okay, sure, okay. I get it. He does affect the economics. But just like you said, I mean, just schedule some of these teams that you think you're going to go to around important days. Keep it pushing. Keep it moving. And why are you rushing this guy? You that pressed? I'm like, God damn, this man got that much juice? Like, shit, he's still that important in year 25, bro.
I know. And that's, I think that does say quite a bit about the power that LeBron has. Like that's because like we've been talking like with Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers and how like they essentially let him bully them and have done that for the past couple years. But that like after the Jets did that, that ain't this. That's nothing compared to this. The entire league is being bullied by LeBron right now.
Bro, when I first heard, I said that, wait, hold up. It was one thing to admit it. it's another thing to admit it publicly in that form, in that state, in that manner. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, Adam Silver, you got too much dip on your chip, Playboy. Like you gotta pump the brakes on that, man. What you doing? What you telling me? For a guy like me who loves connecting dots, you telling me that this guy is way too important still, and quite honestly, it kind of makes sense to why he moves the way he moves. It makes sense now. It makes total sense now because he pretty much got ushered in at the tail end of David Stern, and then pretty much he's grown up with Adam Silver as his commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, all right. So if you being the new commissioner, Adam Silver, let's do this new NBA, but let's do it different. And let me be the spearhead of this new NBA, this new flow. And it's brought in a lot of fucking money. It has.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a walking billionaire. Brought in a lot of money. So I mean, there's a lot of cats getting paid. I mean, there's a reason why. I mean, man, Austin Rivers has got, what's that, 185 million?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's for sure. I guess the question is, like, is LeBron purposefully holding off to bring attention to it the way
I wouldn't be mad
may have done with Sound Beach, or is it because he actually hasn't made a decision yet?
This is probably the one time I wouldn't be mad if he did. Like, if he decided to be petty in this moment, I actually wouldn't be mad if he did. Because I think for sure as sports fans, we've known that we've seen moments that LeBron just chose to be petty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And chose to control the narrative and manipulate and just be on some real, hey man, that was real petty, bro. So we've seen him do that as sports fans. And we've gave him hell for it. This is the actually first time and probably might be the only time where I'm like, you know what, cuz? Hey, do you, fam? Man, take your sweet time, fam. like and I know there's a lot of people on the other side of this coin like, oh, they're LeBron holding people hostage again. I'm in this one, I'm like, I don't know. Like, the whole league, like, you trying to tell me the whole league gotta wait for him? Like, it has to? Like, that's beyond me. This is different, bro. Like,
yeah, no. Bro, that it's cold. Like it is real cold. And obviously, I've been a strong advocate for him choosing the Warriors because I think it would be fun as hell to watch LeBron and Steph and Draymond. Maybe if they make a move for Clay, maybe if they make a move for AD, whatever. With Jimmy Butler, all that. But and also because I don't want him in the East, making the Cavaliers or the Heat potentially better. But it's certainly not the 76ers. But if it's for personal reasons, if it's like LeBron's trying to figure out his life around it, Golden State also probably makes the most sense for that reason too. He's already in California.
Yeah. I was just thinking,
like, he would just he has a slightly longer commute. Like, he doesn't really have to uproot anything.
No,
like,
but
the California market he still has access to.
Oh yeah. The only problem is he'll probably. I mean, he got the finances too. He'll probably just get like a condo or something to stay in like San Francisco. But that's because otherwise, from where he's at, that's a probably 3 to 4 hour drive.
Yeah. Right. Well. Yeah.
Commute and I'm not sure he wants to spend the money on a helicopter to do that commute because we've seen how that happened in California before and we see how that turned out. But
yeah. So yeah, he probably would just do that. But it's better to do that than to uproot and go all the way to fucking Cleveland or Miami or Philadelphia and like just that you live there now. Miami maybe, but like Cleveland and Philadelphia, that's where you want to have your golden years, bro.
Now I will say this. I can see why he would go back to Miami, but I'm still kind of like, damn, a second retread? Like, damn. Hey, that's kind of different. Hey,
It really depends on what his reasoning is. Because if it's for basketball reasons, if he really wants to win another ring, to thank you. If he really wants to win another ring because he's really chasing Jordan like that, then he has to figure out A, a team that he can win with, and B, a team where he'd get the credit for winning. Because if he goes to Miami, they right now have very little chance of winning anything unless Giannis is a superhuman. If LeBron goes there, he'll get credit for making the team a competitor around Giannis, but it would be around Giannis. So he's not going to be their first guy. So the level of credit he'll get for that is going to be the lowest of all of his rings easily, because the other ones he was a finals MVP for. And so he has to deal with all of that. In Cleveland, he probably would get a lot of credit, and he'd have the best team of the four surrounding him. He'd get a lot of credit because they haven't been able to get over the hump. So once they add LeBron, if they do, then he'll be the difference. And also, is Harden outperforming you in the playoffs? No. Mitchell, maybe. The 76ers, if, he would probably be the one on that team, because Maxey and Brown and all of that, none of them are really used to being the one, and Embiid is never there. So LeBron could arguably be the one, at least on paper. He could play the four. It's like it's their one position that doesn't have an all-star on it, or all-star caliber player on it. And then you have the Warriors. The Warriors, he could also get a lot of credit, but I guess it depends on whether he or Steph is the one there, and that would probably be closer to like a 1A, 1B situation.
I think Brown will be the one, and here's why I say that. Because we're used to seeing Steph come off the screens, and not saying that that's the offense that they still run, but that's just always been Steph's game, is come off the screen, get the shot, because I don't know.
You think because like he could be kind of what Draymond has always been, where like he's like a point forward,
and that was the exact point I was coming out of my mouth. Is like, I don't know, because then what does that do for Draymond on your offense? Because then it just turns him to a screen setter. Because you're going to take the ball out of his hands and let LeBron flow it. That literally turns Draymond into literally just setting screens on offense. And just boxing up. And
which is, LeBron is a better distributor than Draymond,
but I'm not gonna sleep on Draymond as a distributor, but statistic wise, yes, LeBron is one. Yes.
Draymond is a good distributor. Yes, I agree. LeBron is a better one. So if you have to make that switch, it's not one you feel bad about.
Oh no, you don't feel bad about it, and you also like, hey, if you feel like you need to get LeBron off the ball and Draymond's on the floor, it's not like I don't still have my point guard on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly, yeah. And then obviously Steph himself is a point guard and a good distributor. So you have ball movement in a lot of different areas.
Well, I mean, if we're really talking about, you got three basketball handlers on the court that can run your offense. So that's actually, now that you put it that way, that's actually not a bad idea if LeBron joins Golden State, because I think having more than one guy that can run your offense, it makes you very, I guess, unable to mark down on how your offense is going to flow. Who's running it? How's it going to flow? Because if you got three guys that can run your offense and they're all going to run it three different ways, shit. That's a lot of fucking practicing I got to do to all of this. It makes it hard to dial in defensively on what you're going to do. So
exactly,
not a bad idea.
The Wizards need to trade AD back to them. Not back to them, but like to them. I don't get it. Why would the Wizards on their timeline, who are trying to build a young core, hold on to Anthony Davis, who might play like 15 games for you. Like, just send him to the other old people team. Like, what are you doing? Get 2 second rounders and call it a day.
Other old
free up a ton of cap for yourselves.
That is crazy. The other old team, like the straight senior citizen YMCA squad over there is crazy.
Yeah, send him to the YMCA. Get some draft capital and free up your cap. Like I don't get it. I don't get why they paid Trae Young. I don't understand. Like, just be a young team. Like, what is this? This weird halfway foot in and out of the door shit you're doing.
Okay, so I'm so weird that you brought him up because I meant to make a short about this. Trae Young, you got to chill, bro. Going in New York and ripping up that jersey, it just put bad juju on you. So you know what you got to do? You absolutely have to fucking ball this upcoming season because I'm going to come back to shit like that and I'm going to look at your play and I'm like, see, that's why I can't take you serious, you little small little boy. It's because you over here do shit that just, it's because like you want to be the heel. You want to be the bad guy, but your game is not consistent enough for you to have that ego, that aura. And
yeah, no, bro, like we live rent free in this dude's head because he won a series against
that was
us.
One series. That was so long ago.
6 years ago.
So long ago.
Bro, you look like a lollipop that fell on a dirty rug.
Couch. Hey, no. When I saw
your voice, Steve Boucher. you weigh like 150 pounds soaking wet. You have an old lady bod, and now you're not even good at basketball. Like, bro, like stop it. Stop. Like, bro, you're messing with the defending champs, bro. Just cut it out. You're in basketball purgatory right now. You're literally they sent you to hell.
Hey, dog, people go collect checks and waste time in Washington playing basketball, bro. And that's exactly what you are doing because you just signed the contract. I don't know why they thought it was going to be a good idea to ever give you that bread. I mean, this is not going to be any good at all for Washington. I don't like it. I don't understand it. I don't mind the AD acquisition. I don't understand the Trae Young acquisition, and I damn sure don't understand the extension. The dude ain't even dropped one damn dribble for you, and you dropping bread to this dog.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Even if he was good, and he's not, he's actively a bad basketball player at this point. But even if that wasn't true, he just doesn't fit your timeline. Like, it's so much about it makes no sense. Like, you could be bringing in young capital using Trae and AD right now, but instead you're going to pay both of them to play again next to AJ and Alex Sarr for like a year. Both of them missing more than half the season again, like undoubtedly, because they always do. Like, why? I don't understand it. The best case scenario for them is being a play-in team anyway. Like, it's a team that they should be trying to build on. I don't know, but he's a good segue both to Summer League and also to the Hawks' most recent trade. Which would you like to go to first?
Let's go to the trade because I want you to go ahead and wrap your piece. But the trade told me something that I've been trying to tell people, and I'll follow up what you got to say.
Okay. I like this trade for the Hawks. I don't like the Hawks, but if I did like the Hawks, I would like this trade. They got Lou Dort, one of the best defenders in the NBA, who can also shoot the 3-ball, and they got him for 2 seconds, and I like that for them. I think that's a really solid move. They also got, what was his name? Ryan Nembhard. Mm-hmm. So he got both of them for 2 seconds because OKC's trying to stay under the second apron. I think that's an absolute steal for them. Yeah. OKC, I think they could have gotten more for Lou Dort, but I get it. They're trying to stay under the second apron. I basically have no idea what basketball players are worth anymore because if you look at like every trade, there's no consistency at all. Nope. Julius Randle went for negative trade value. Jaylen Brown went for Paul George. Like, no, I have no idea what players are supposed to be worth at this point. But so okay, so that good move for the Hawks. Understandable for OKC. I also like it low key for the Mavericks. They got Zachary Ricochet for just a second, and he's been a bust relative to being the first overall pick over guys like Stephon Castle. But I mean, he was the first overall pick for a reason. If you're investing that low in him, I think that's worth it. I think it's worth a try to see what you got with him. He's still young. He has the talent. Putting him next to Cooper Flag, if he does end up working out, you're developing a good core around Flag. So I like / understand it for basically every team. Obviously, I think the one who got the worst deal was OKC, but they're doing it to A, get more draft capital, and B, not stay under the apron. So I understand it.
That's just, to me, it's Sam Presti doing Sam Presti shit. Doing what he does best, as showing again why he's the best GM in the NBA. And it's not even close.
Facts.
But here was my take on the trade when I saw that they traded Lu Dort, and it had absolutely nothing to do with Lu Dort. This what this trade told me, Randy, is that Sam Presti says, and this obviously this is just me connecting dots. Obviously, me just kind of trying to think outside the box. I think that Sam Presti was like, I want you to pay attention to this chat. You see the moves I've been making. This can easily be you. What I'm saying is I think that Chet has been called about, and the only reason why that OKC haven't moved him is because they probably felt like they haven't got the right trade.
Okay.
Because you're moving pieces off a championship team that literally was just in the Western Conference Finals and just won the finals. You're moving key pieces off those teams.
Yes.
And my thing is like, if they're willing to do that, you can't tell me that Chet hasn't been called about. I can't believe that. I'm just too much of not a conspiracy theorist, but I connect too many dots, and my logical thinking is somebody has called about Chet, and the only reason why Sam Presti hasn't moved him is because he felt like, nah, that ain't enough. That ain't enough.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to bet he's like, man, somebody give me that right move. And that's why Chet damn sure held his breath waiting for Giannis to get moved. He's like, man, somebody help him move this motherfucker and don't let him come to OKC. Please, please. Oh, he in Miami? Woo! I'm safe. No, you're not. You still ain't safe in my books. Because I think you still ain't safe to that trade deadline. Let you mess around and start coming out to this next season sluggish, slow. And there's some more pieces that's moving a little bit better than Sam Presti like, because we got to remember they still got hella draft capital. When you got that much draft capital, I know I drafted you high a few years ago, but damn it, I can move on for you. I got all the draft capital to replace you, and like that, like for real, like for real. If we're being honest, they can replace Chet probably 3 times in the next drafts. If they really.
I mean, they drafted Mara, and they drafted a center, so like they've already positioned themselves if they need to. They have, yeah. And obviously, they're bringing in a 7-something center because whose biggest skill is rim protection. When knowing they're going to be facing a 7-foot center
every year.
Yeah, exactly. Like. Did not get lost on me. So it's just like, well, look, Chet, if you're not going to guard him, we need someone who will.
Hey, Randy, when I saw that they drafted that boy out of Michigan, I said, ooh. I said, it may not happen now, but damn it, you better count your days if you over there go disappearing in the playoffs again, getting bowled through by some guards again, my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Count your days.
Hartenstein can't be the only one guarding him. We need full minutes of someone guarding Wemby. If it ain't you, it's gonna be someone. So yeah, no, I agree. Like I feel like he's made it clear, like he is willing to get rid of people. Like Pressey is not soft on anybody. If he needs to move someone, he'll move someone. And I agree. I definitely see the warning shot to Chet there.
That's what I took from all these trades that Oklahoma City has been doing all summer, because they're literally moving off of pieces that literally helped them win the championship and got them back to Western Conference Final the year after. And they're moving the guys. And I'm just seeing too many warning shots at Chet that's saying, "Hey, bro, hey man, come on, man," because especially before that extension kick in, I think it starts kicking in soon. Especially,
it's not the year that he would be eligible for the Supermax. I think he would be.
So, I mean, hey man, I got to know what you are, because if not, I got the capital move and to replace.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to cut you off. He is eligible now for $250 million. And honestly, he's coming off an awful playoff performance, but he is coming off an All-NBA regular season where he was runner-up for Depoy.
I know.
If they want to try to sell high, maybe this would be the time to do it. Like, especially if they think that they have something in Mara. I know that he's kind of been like okay in the summer league. I know he hasn't, lit the world on fire, but like if you think maybe it's the time to sell high. I maybe would have done that instead of trading Dort. So I'm assuming because they traded Dort, they're not looking to do that this year. I don't think you would have done both. But if you're looking for a time, you don't want to risk him getting worse and then you getting less value for him or having to pay him. Maybe they should at least take some calls, see what the market looks like if they haven't already.
I'd rather sell high and then take my chances with what else I got going and sit there and like you said, all of a sudden, now this guy's value ain't worth a damn because everybody's seeing that this man ain't willing to put in the work and just keeps getting bowled through his chest by guards, scared to take the matchups. And oh yeah, I'll just help defense my way to runner up a Depoy. Nah, fuck all that, bro. Nah, bro. I need you to be take on number one challenge. And that guy is Wemby, and y'all got beef for a long time. Y'all ain't liked each other since teenage years, bro. Stop ducking this dude. Stop dodging the smoke. Come on, man. I'm just saying. But no, NBA never fails us. But all that with the NBA, baseball, World Cup, all that still takes a back seat. Whether it was Olympics every 4 years, World Cup every 4 years, it don't even matter. This time of summertime, NFL still stays relevant. It stays relevant. And you know what, Randy? The NFL stays relevant even through their offseason, through the most oddest ways. And the most oddest ways I mean by that is it has nothing to do with actual football. It's list. List will hook a motherfucking nation in Moby Dick style, man. Take them for a ride, bro. A list will get people talking. It'll get people arguing, fighting, huffing, cussing on social network, going crazy. And that means it's definitely a conversation starter. But man, there's two things that I going crazy with these lists, these quarterback rankings. And there's one quarterback that I really just don't understand. I think I saw Lamar Jackson on the top 100. The NFL players would rank him in what was it, 69 or something like that?
Yes.
I I had to double check because I thought I was like, wait. The man's been ranked number 2 the last couple of years. And he fell 67 spots. Wait, so you telling me there's 67 motherfuckers better than Lamar Jackson in the NFL right now? Point him out to me. Let me see. I know there's one guy that I could probably go find a few minutes from my house. I could probably find him. That's one. I'm willing to give that up and concede that one. That's okay. But others, hey, there's 66 motherfuckers better than him. Yeah, I mean, we can have some conversations about a couple more, but 66?
Yeah. So it's I mean, so the NFL Top 100's been there's always so many problems with it because it's like a conglomeration of player rankings and all of that. If I were to go through every single problem I have with the rankings, we'd be here all day.
All night.
But I'm less offended by that ranking than I am with some of the other ones because for the most part, it's usually just a ranking based off this past year. Best players of insert year.
Okay.
And it is fair to say that Lamar was not as good as Lamar normally is last year.
That's
now,
fair.
He was really good early in the season. He was phenomenal early in the season. Then he got hurt. And then he came back, and his mechanics were visually off. His passing and rushing ability were both visually off.
Mhm.
And his team didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So for those reasons, if you want to just look at last year as a sample size and say, like, was he among the best quarterbacks in the NFL last year specifically? I think it's fair to say no. The bigger problem that I have, one, is the lack of context that's being applied to that.
Yeah.
And two, everyone's been looking for excuses to take down Lamar since he entered the NFL. Like, the NFL has always been a little bit against him. Like, we remember the quarterbacky discourse when he got into the draft, the reason why he fell as far as he did after winning a Heisman, ridiculous. And then he comes in and all of the discourse is like, well, he's a bad passer. Like, he's actually just a running back. And then he he wins MVP. It becomes harder and harder to make that case. He gets the greatest passer rating in NFL history. Really hard to make that case. Last year, not this past season, but the one before that, over 4,000 passing yards, over 40 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, passing touchdowns. Really hard to make that argument.
Yeah.
Then it's always about the playoffs. He does not have great playoff stats, but he gradually has gotten better every playoffs. He's made an AFC championship game. He's certainly not the worst playoff dropper even in the NFL. And yet, like, there are always these narratives, and they're always disproportionate, I think. He gets disproportionate scrutiny to other quarterbacks.
Mhm.
I think the fact that he's coming off of a down year, the people who have been waiting to find excuses to drop Lamar have been salivating and waiting for this moment. And now they've taken it to an absurd extreme. The list that they always make with the coaches and execs, that list, having him at 5 under Burrow, if you want to make the argument that he's missing too much time and he took too many sacks last year, has too many injuries, his team missed the playoffs, okay, I get it. But you're going to put him under Joe Burrow then? Who all of that also applies to? Who has been hurt more than Lamar?
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm literally just having a hard time understanding some of the discourse that goes on because my thing is like, obviously, there's going to be a few quarterbacks are going to always talk about in the top 5. They're going to talk about Mahomes, Allen, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, Stafford. You can interchange in there right now. But like, it's just, my thing is like, there's always so much scrutiny on Lamar Jackson for some reason. And just like you said, like we can't keep running with the same narrative. Like, oh no, he ain't quarterback enough. He running back, and then when he wants to focus on being a quarterback, oh well, he ain't running enough. He can't. He can't do no right. And I think the discourse around him is wild. I don't get it.
He is an elite passer. He had the greatest passer rating in NFL history at one point. He's still up there now. Like even after coming off of a down season, he is an elite passer. People have to get over it.
No, I believe so. Because I never had any issues with Lamar Jackson and his passing abilities because I saw what he did at Louisville. I mean, can anybody name me one receiver he was throwing to? Anybody who he was throwing the? I mean, obviously, I would have to go back and remember. I mean, the only person that I remember off that squad was Zaire Alexander. He played defense,
right? And even now, since he's been in the NFL, he hasn't had much in the way of weapons. Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver he's thrown to. Do we think Zay Flowers is a great wide receiver? He's fine.
He's solid.
Yeah, he's fine, and it's the best one he's thrown to. He's had Mark Andrews, like he's had good tight end play, but like Mark Andrews just were 1 year removed from him costing Lamar a playoff game. With a terrible drop. He has not had great passing weapons since being in the NFL, and he's done incredibly well with what he's been given.
I think people harp on his playoff performances too much, and they try to find any excuse not to give the credit on how good of a passer he is being. And so I just think it's
and look, if you want to put him on, like obviously I still put him under Mahomes. I mean I gave you the tier list that I made.
I'm in a second.
Yeah. I have to put him under Mahomes. I think it's fine to put him under Allen based off of last year. I think if you want to put him under Stafford, I think you can make a case for it off of the year he just had. Depends on how likely you think he's going to repeat it, because he's never been that good before, even though he's always been very good. But like, I don't think there's an argument for putting Burrow over Lamar at this point. Like every criticism you'd put towards Lamar, you can also put towards Burrow at this point. So I think those are the clear top 5, but you can't have Lamar lower than 4.
Oh no, absolutely not. And just to before I bring up your image that you did your own quarterback tier, because everybody's doing lists, of course. My thing is it's the scrutiny and unfair scrutiny that they do to Lamar, and they don't share that same sentiment for Josh Allen, who literally just choked away a playoff game. They don't, like you said, Joe Burrow. And Chris Canty brought up a good point on, I think it was First Take, because I saw the clip on the internet. He brought up a good point. We can't keep fooling for this whole quick playoff run that Cincinnati had and Joe Burrow had. He had 2 playoff appearances, a Super Bowl appearance, AFC Championship appearance, back-to-back, cool. Lost both of them. Ain't been back since. Missed 3 playoffs in a row. Like,
which to be fair to Burrow, because I know that I just came at Burrow, but like in his defense, he was injured for 2 of them, and the one in between, he led the NFL in every passing stat and has had the worst defense to support it with.
And I understand that. But my thing is, at the end of the day, the facts are the facts. And we talking about sometimes availability is always the best ability. And if you're
Right.
not available, my guy, and then so my thing is, we seen what happens when Joe Burrow is available. All right, we seen the peak of what he can do when he's available, and the fact of the matter is, because he's been getting banged up, because he's been getting hurt, the weird conversation he had towards the end of the season last year that had me questioning whether he liked this playing the game anymore. He wasn't having fun. You could tell he was sad. You could tell he was going through some emotional stuff. Obviously he had a mixed bag of shit that was going on off field. He had a break-in at his house. He's doing his emotions are all over the place. And he's dealing with the pressure being one of the stars in the NFL. Then he's missing the playoffs 3 years in a row. So I get it. But at the same time, we can't keep falling for the same, okay, yeah, but I'm the only guy that beat Mahomes, not named Brady, not named Jalen Hurts in the playoffs. That's cool and all, but like, if that's what you sticking your career on right now, it's cool. But like, my man Lamar out here doubling it up on MVP, should have had 3 if they didn't want to, just
give Josh Allen a D MVP.
Here, damn, here. Because they gave my man Josh Allen a here, damn MVP. So here, damn, take it. That he followed it up with even a worse season. So my thing is like, yeah, that shows you how validated that MVP was. So my thing is like, we do this every year, and not me and you. I'm just talking about the narrative in the summertime that keeps NFL talking and keeps it relevant. Is they always, for some reason, like to pick on damn Lamar Jackson to be the one to just fuck with for some reason. We can't keep doing this and not and keep having just revisionist history as if we just didn't see Josh Allen fumble the bag in the playoffs and no excuse. I'm sorry, Randy. I cannot go into this season bashing Lamar Jackson when my man Josh Allen had the whole road golden paid for him and he still fucked it up. I can't do that. All right.
No, it's true.
I absolutely can't. I can't sit here and let these national talking heads try to point the finger and keep wanting to just hold down Lamar Jackson in any kind of way and just tear him apart. And I'm like, did y'all really just prop up Josh Allen so hard that y'all really just forgot that he had literally all the obstacles out of his way and still fucked it up?
Yes. And my biggest issue with a lot of the Lamar attacks is just the consistency of how they're applied. I don't have a problem inherently with some of the criticisms. If you want to criticize his availability, fine. But you have to do that for everybody. Burrow can't be ahead of him then. Mahomes is also coming off of an injury and is going to be injured starting the season. Yeah. You have to be consistent. If you're going to attack Lamar for his playoff performances, okay, you have to drop Dak Prescott. You have to drop Justin Herbert. You have to drop Josh Allen. Josh Allen has better playoff stats, but he's the reason they just lost the game he was in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yes.
So you have to be consistent. If you're going to attack someone for certain things, you have to apply it consistently. And now we get to my list. And just because everything is small, I will just run through it. So the inner circle top 5. I didn't incorporate availability in my rankings because it's just hard to predict. It's hard to predict when someone will be injured. It's hard to predict how injuries will affect a player. I have no idea how Mahomes, Burrow, or Lamar will play whenever we see them again. So I'm just going to assume that they play like they play until I see otherwise. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Stafford, Burrow. This isn't horizontal. That's the inner circle top guys. They're should be everyone's top 5. You can argue in between them, but that should be the top 5. Mahomes,
Go Knicks!
was.
Shout out to my man
Yes.
Kobe Reese. Go Knicks!
Hell yeah, brother. Mahomes, I always had in a tier of his own. I think it's time to put him on earth with everyone else now until we see otherwise. Second tier is just Caleb Williams. And I think that that's one of my more controversial takes. But we've seen.
I was going to ask you about that because I know going into last year's season, me and you had our discourse about Caleb Williams where I need to see more. You were kind of more optimistic than I was.
Yes.
And now that I've seen it, I'm like, okay, I have no problem that I know that he can do it. Now, can he do it on a more consistent basis? Obviously, this is let's call credit where credit is due. This is more Ben Johnson.
Okay.
Well, I'm only saying it is because they got rid of Matt Eberflus pretty quick, and they was like, all right, he's not the guy. We need to get a guy in here to help own in Caleb Williams, and it started a little shaky last year. All right, it did, but I'm just saying, like, by the time we got to November, you're like, oh shit, Chicago for real, Ben Johnson for real. Oh, Caleb Williams actually looks like a legit quarterback, and so he kind of shut me up last season. He kind of did.
So let me just go into that. So the reason why I was super optimistic going into last season, which ended up being one of my best predictions, was because if you look at his rookie season, it looked very disappointing overall. But if his actual stats, despite the situation he was in, were actually pretty good. The talent was clearly there. He was chosen in first overall for a reason. He was one of the most sought-after prospects with Mahomes and Rodgers comps for a reason. But he had a horrible head coach who apparently wasn't even showing him film. He had one of the worst O-lines in the NFL that also made DeAndre Swift look bad. And I pointed that out for Swift as well, who also looked much better last season.
Also had Eric Bieniemy too, so just so you know.
Yeah, right, exactly. Who made him and Kyle Monangai look really good. So the O-line got fixed with one of the best O-lines in the NFL. Ben Johnson, who is a rookie head coach, but I was very optimistic about from the job he did in Detroit, looked at all of that and was like, I think this is going to be really good. And it so far has exceeded even maybe my expectations. I put him in the tier by himself because he's clearly not in the elite circle yet. He's not consistent enough. His completion percentage isn't good enough yet.
Yep.
All of that.
Yep.
The fact that he can do the superhuman shit that he can do.
Exactly.
If you just want to call it the highlight reel, if you want to, the fact that he can make the throws that he made against the Packers in the 2 games they won, he can make the throw against the Rams to tie it up.
Yes.
The fact that he can do that means his ceiling, I think, is higher than anybody below him.
Oh,
and so I'm willing to bank that with more Ben Johnson, if the center play holds up,
yes,
he should be among the inner circle once he cleans up what is relatively small stuff that is stuff you can coach yourself out of. So I think he will reach that point, and so I gave him his own tier. I'll let you respond before I go to the next one.
No, I just want to say this. So your first 2 layers, and for those of you who can't see it, Randy did post this in the I.O.W. Sports Network Facebook page, so go on over there and you can look at it for yourself. Your first 2 tiers are flawless. All right. I just want to say this overall, this might be your best quarterback list you probably ever put out. I'm just being serious because I'm finding hard. Like, if I were to make any critique, it would be nitpicking. That's my point.
Sure.
It would be nitpicking. But like,
and you are fine to nitpick. I'm happy to debate this.
No. I mean, it's no. I'm talking about the nitpicks are like so small and minute. It'd be literally like pointless to even argue it. But your first tier, obviously the top 5, no argument there. Yes, Stafford, Burrow, Jackson, Allen, Mahomes. Cool. I'm 100 sold on why you got Caleb there, because he did make some throws that you got to be special to make that throws, and he's making special throws. And we saw some of this at Oklahoma his freshman year, USC. All right, we saw some of these throws. We just wanted to see him consistent the whole 60 minutes. Can you put it all together? And because it was never the talent, it was, can you put it all together? So yeah, he has superpowers. Now your next tier is, this is why I say you're this is your best one here, is because I think you labeled your tiers the best you've ever did. And then you got the guys in the right spots. It's like you said, can win games with the help. You got the right guys there. You got to say what you want. You got the right guys there. The guys fighting for top 10. Those are all the guys that are fighting for top 10. And some guys can scratch top 5 if they have it. I mean, we've seen Dak Prescott have statistical great years. I mean, we've seen Baker Mayfield have his good runs, but he got to stay healthy. Jared Goff, if he just doesn't play outside of his body and just stays within his confines, he's a reputable quarterback. Detroit's been just fine with him. So
running a offense is having he's one of the most underrated players. Like, I mean, if you look at his statistical lines, like since Dan Campbell has been there, he's been one of the best statistical quarterbacks in the NFL. The only reason really that he's just outside of the top 5 is because he has a ton of help around him always, and we see what happens when the help crumbles a little bit. Yeah, right, exactly. That does happen. But I mean, putting up, like, he's second in yards, third in yards, second in touchdowns, best offense in the NFL, like pretty consistent stuff with him. Outside of the couple of meltdown games that he does have.
Now let me ask you this, because I know you dropped this list at multiple places. What's one of the things that you be getting the pushback most on your list?
Oh, Drake May, easily. Putting Drake May there is the thing that I get the most pushback for by far. And I get it, right? He's coming off of an MVP runner-up season, but I said at the time that I given the context around it, I was very suspect on it. And I think that going into the playoffs showed why I was so suspect on it. He goes off of a season where he has the easiest schedule of the 21st century, and he looks really good in that season. The only really good team that he beats, the only playoff team that he beats, I believe, was the Bills, who also beat them.
Got the second one,
yeah. So, and then he goes into the playoffs and he looks like shit. And
he looked terrible. He looked terrible.
Yeah, he was. That's the thing that people get pushed, like, oh, he wasn't that bad. No, he was awful. No, he was awful in all 4 games.
He was bad the whole playoffs.
Yeah, he just got lucky enough that the opposing offenses scored 3, 16, and 7 points respectively, because Justin Herbert had no O-line, CJ Stroud had no O-line and had a meltdown, and they got to face Jarrett Stidham in a snowstorm.
Yeah,
like just voodoo levels of good luck, and then he goes to the Super Bowl and he gets blown out. So
by good Seattle defense. So I get why people are going to give you pushback because the numbers that were put up, but I can't get past that playoff run. It was so bad. It was terrible. It was just like, you just showed me what happens when you go up against good defenses. And it also shows that New England, you got an offensive line problem.
Also, and that's another thing, right? Like, everyone dogs on Will Campbell. Is like, well, Will Campbell sucked. That's the reason Drake May was bad. Like, okay, if your excuse for Drake May is going to be like, well, he was going against 3 top 5 defenses, so was Will Campbell, and Will Campbell was playing through an injury. So, like, you have to pick one.
Yeah. So and So like I'm just looking at tiers like this, and I thought you did a phenomenal job, but I just think when people make the quarterback tiers, like we just got to be realistic because I find a blend. Like if you're going to base it off of like, yeah, we know who these guys are, but we also still got to take into account just past season. If you're just basing it off this past season going into the season, then give me that. You know what I'm saying? Like people who make these lists, like find your foundation and stick with it and ride with it and rock with it. So that's why I commend you. That's why if you look at how you got your levels labeled, I think and yes, they got some nice satire to them too, but it's I think it's spot on in the faces you got next to them. You know what I can't you know what I can't wait for?
What?
I can't wait for Indianapolis Colts to fall for the Daniel Jones team. Well, they already fell for it, but I can't wait for the other shoe to drop.
Yes. Speaking of Fugazi good seasons, yeah. It's gonna be bad. I just, and with no first next year either.
Have you seen their
crazy
schedule?
stuff? No, I'm not. It's a hard schedule.
All right, so I already did a preview on them with Bobby and them a few Thursdays ago, and I'm gonna pull up their schedule right now because I got it in front of me.
Okay.
Right, so they got Baltimore at home week 1. Week 2 they go to Kansas City. Week 3 they get Houston. Week 4 they go to Washington. Week 5 they go to Pittsburgh. Week 6 they got Tennessee at home.
Okay.
Week 7 they go to Minnesota, which has a good defense.
Yes.
Week 8 they got Jacksonville, and I believe that's overseas, and I think that's in London, and we know how Jacksonville does in London.
Yep.
Week 9 they don't get a bye coming off. I believe that's an international game. They go to they get Dallas at home. They get a reprieve here week 10, Miami. In week 11 they go to Houston. Week 12 get the Giants. And they finally get their bye week 13. Week 14 they get Philly. 15 they go to Tennessee. Week 16 they get Cincinnati at home. Week 17 they go to Cleveland. Week 18 they finish at Jacksonville.
So, yeah, I mean that's really rough. Really rough defenses.
I predicted that there's a lot of good defenses in that schedule. I predicted 3-14 for Indianapolis Colts.
That was also my prediction. That was my exact prediction.
3-14, damn it, and you already paid him, and damn it, you better hope he don't get hurt because he's going to do it to you like he did the Giants. It's happening. I'm telling you.
Yes, I've seen this up close. I've seen his bag getting skills up close. Yeah, and my 3 wins. I'm curious if they're the same as your 3 wins. I had him splitting with Tennessee, splitting with Jacksonville, beating Miami.
I had them splitting with Tennessee, beating Miami, and I actually gave them one over Washington for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Because I don't know what Washington is. I really don't know what Washington is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way about Jacksonville. Like, I don't really know what they are either. And I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I don't really know what Washington is. Well, it obviously depends on Daniels' health. Almost entirely.
Oh, entirely. And I'm not trying to jinx the young man, but he still hasn't learned from his college days because he was throwing his body around in college, getting bombed around in LSU when he won his Heisman. I'm like, yo, bro, like you can't keep taking these type of hits, bro. And then he kind of figured it out his rookie season. He wasn't taking the hits. And I'm like, okay, because he stayed healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, couldn't stay healthy last year because he started taking unnecessary hits. And then remember, Snyder brought him back in the season after he healed, and he got hurt again. And I'm like, just put homie on IR and just call it a done deal, bro. Like, no, let's not do this no more, bro. Like stop
Yeah.
doing
Right.
this.
Yeah. Oh, I literally have Trevor Lawrence in the "I still don't know what you are" tier. So like, in the "I still don't know what you are." Yeah. I mean, I agree. Is the point that I'm
So
making.
it's funny because I know me and you have had our discussions on Trevor Lawrence before, and I think there was a time I might have kind of persuade you into seeing that he was a turnover king, and it's not that I don't think he's not bad. It's just that my thing, I guess, the expectations of what Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be. I mean, they dawned him as the next greatest prospect since John Elway. He's coming out, and
Yeah.
He's gone through coaches. He did have his best season under Liam Cohen last year, so I will give him that. 29 tutties, still got 12 interceptions. Still got to fix that. So it's like 4,000 yards. That's not his highest output, but
Yeah.
it was a better.
He's very, very streaky, and that's the point, because like in the time where you were convincing me, that was in his third year off of a run where they were winning quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I had been very down on him before then, and then I was trying to give him a chance, and then like they were winning, but it was mostly because of the defense, which you pointed out. But look, he has had such an insane up and down career. And so that's why I still feel like I don't know what he is. Like, he was horrible in his first year, but it's the Urban Meyer year, so nobody counts it. Then
he got
was horrible. Yeah, then he was given the head coach that made Nick Foles and Carson Wentz Super Bowl champions. He had a horrible first half of that year, had a really good second half, won a playoff game that he threw 4 interceptions in off of an insane comeback. So all of that's confusing. Then he has his third year where he's like up and down and ends the year really badly. And then his fourth year, he was horrible again. And then last year he was good, then meh in the middle, like, and then unbelievable, and then had a game-losing interception in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I still don't know what you are. Is the perfect year for him.
I still don't know what you are, because it's like. And the crazy thing about him, if he like cuts down on the turnovers and the silly mistakes and actually turn, because he had a good game went into Denver late into the season. This is when Bo Nix was still playing. Went into Denver. I know he had a couple of mistakes, but he went there had some damn good drives late in the game and went in there and won and beat a damn good Denver defense. And I was rolling at that point in time. So it's not like he can't do it. The problem is, like you said, it's the consistency. Can we see it on a regular basis? And if seeing how the landscape of the AFC quarterbacking has been going, he can easily get his team, I'm not saying to a Super Bowl, but I mean, let's be honest. If he plays better in that playoffs last season, he beats Josh Allen. I would have taken him over the way that CJ Stroud was performing. I would have taken him over the way that Drake May was performing. And he probably would have messed around and had Jacksonville probably in the Super Bowl that past postseason if he'd been the good side of Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, and that's how crazy it is.
Especially if he got to face, well, Jarrett Stidham wasn't in yet. But if he had gotten to, it's true. Like if he could have beaten based off the last month of his play. If he played like that in the playoffs, he could have beaten any of them. And that's just kind of the thing with him. We don't know. But Liam Cohen has done a really good job. Turned one of the worst defenses to one of the better defenses in the NFL. So it wasn't just the transformation with Trevor. The whole team got transformed under him. So one of a series of rookie head coaches, like with Ben Johnson, that hit it out of the park immediately. But yeah, we'll see if they could build off that. We'll see what Brian Thomas Jr. is, because we still don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. I I I would
If
pay
they
attention.
if they can be good at the same time, like that'll be something.
Yeah, but if they can be good and he's not producing, I would probably look at his usage rate, and then if it's not high, I'll definitely look for him to be moved by deadline.
Yeah, someone will trade like decently for him based off his rookie season.
I think he'll probably still go for a second rounder, just
Yeah.
because he's still young and still was a first round high draft pick. Before we get up out here, I'm gonna put you on the spot, big dog, because
Okay.
this is how the NFL also stays relevant. Is because people like to drop a couple quick little hot takes. So I'm not gonna go for the usual on who you think is going, be good in the NFL this season. There's got to be a team that you probably think that, man, if a lot of things go their way, they got a couple of talent here, got a little nice little coaching here, they might do a little something. I'm not saying making playoffs, win a Super Bowl, but a little dumpster fire that might start extinguishing that flame and might turn that shit around a little bit. What's the team that's on your radar, big dog, that like they might be a little bit all right? I know they look like trash and been trash for lately, but these jokers might be all right this year. What's your team?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna say. you know which team I'm gonna pick. The worst of first team. The team that just acquired a Super Bowl winning head coach. The team that had the best rookie quarterback last year. The team that has an absolutely loaded defense now and should have a better coaching staff around it. That team. The team in East Rutherford. I think that's the worst first team. I think, and like unbiased as everything, the Eagles have rancid vibes. Coaching's not going well. They just lost AJ Brown. Cowboys still have to figure out their defense. Commanders had to figure out their defense and also the health of their quarterback. Like that's a winnable division for us.
It is, and especially in a division that never repeats the champions on a regular basis. I look, I hear you. I think I was a year too early going in on the Giants because I was big on them last year because I like the pieces that they had on defense, and I was running a gamble on whatever happens on offense. Obviously, I have my worries. I think I should have had stood. Obviously, waited a year to going in on the Giants. Obviously, hindsight is 2020. I'm just saying that is because I should have never gave Daboll that kind of credit. I should have never gave Daboll that type of credit. And that's on me. That's on me. That's on me. So I'll take that. That's on me. I should never gave Brian Daboll that type of credit. I guess I was giving him a little bit too much cachet because what he did that gave him the cachet going to that.
2022.
Yeah. So, but I think it because John Harbaugh did need to change the scenery. It was necessary for him. Let's be honest. Him and Baltimore did need to part ways. That relationship was overdue.
Yeah.
I mean, championship pedigree, you can never be mad at it. Hopefully it could change the
also his win percentage. Like even just like
no,
the ring was so long ago and like all of that, but like he's also won an insane amount. And you could say like, well, he's had a ton of talent. He also developed that talent.
Yeah, he's won a lot of football games. So if there's anything, we saw what happens when you get a coach that has championship caliber in your building in East Rutherford. You usually fill up a trophy case. Just saying. Ask Parcells and ask Tom Coughlin. Right? I'm just saying. So I'm not saying Harbaugh brings a championship, but there's a difference when you bring in a championship caliber coach that brings a championship caliber atmosphere that hopefully brings a championship to the building, because that's what happens when you have that type of attitude and mindset. I mean, let's be honest. You guys got to clear the stench of losing for the last 15 years out that bitch.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
no, for sure. And it's true, and I think that he can do that. I think he can do that. I also think that the talent is there. You know, the obviously Neighbors being out hurts. But outside of that, we drafted Malachi Fields. We brought in a bunch of receivers. It's not, obviously none of them are as good as Neighbors, at least not yet, depending on how Fields performs. I don't expect him to be as good as Neighbors, but we got him better weapons. Dart was as good as he was throwing to little Jordan Humphrey and Wandale Robinson. So we've seen him perform with worse weapons than what he'll have.
Yeah.
We brought in Isaiah Likely. I think Isaiah Likely's due for a breakout season.
Yes.
Most improved player season. The O-line looks much better than it has in quite some time. It looked even better last year, and it's improved since then because we added Mauigoa. And then it's the defense. What's up?
I say you knew Harbaugh was going to address that, like, immediately.
Yes, and I'm glad he did. We absolutely needed that. We could not go with our right guard being Jake Kubas, and now we don't have to, and that's very nice. There's still some concerns about the secondary, but the talent on paper is good enough. We'll see how that ends up turning out. Like the talent's there. If you look up and down the roster, the talent is there. We miss Sexy Dexy, but we have Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Arvil Reese, Kayvon Thibodeau, Tremaine Edmonds. Like the interior of the defensive line isn't great, but everything around it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully Darius Alexander has a breakout season. We'll see what happens there. Just great stuff all up and down this team, basically. Certainly can make the playoffs with this team. And the coaching. We have the best coach in the NFC East now, without a doubt. It's really not even close.
Whoa. I wouldn't sleep on Shoddy. I slept on Shoddy in Dallas, and he got that team playing, and he did something that I gotta give him mad respect for.
I'm not comparing him to John Harbaugh, champion John Harbaugh, off of one season where he missed the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm saying, yes, Harbaugh is the best coach in that division resume-wise. Yes. But what I'm saying is Shoddy, he did something that I got to give it respect for. He was very old school on some shit. When CeeDee Lamb and Pickens had missed curfew when they was out in Vegas. I think they was out in Vegas, and he set their ass down for the whole first half. I mean, those literally, that's your 1 and 2 top receiving joints. He said, I don't give a fuck, bro. Rules is rules. And I respect that, bro. I think what it did, it made the locker room like, okay, he's holding everybody accountable. I respect that. And I think he won the locker room. And say what you want, Dallas started playing a little bit better towards the end of the season once they finally started gelling a little bit better because they made a lot of transactions toward the trade deadline. And they did play a little bit better towards the end of the schedule. I mean, obviously it wasn't it was too little too late, but I'm just saying, watch out, because that's something we ain't seen in a long time in Dallas, a coach that got full respect about that locker room like that. I ain't seen that in a minute in Dallas.
Sure. It doesn't compare to John Harbaugh, but it was better. It was better than we expected. I expected it to be a joke of a head coach hire. I think most people did.
I thought so too. It got better. It was a lot better than what I thought it was. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I mean, resume-wise, he's the 4th best coach of that division.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, when they hired him, I said, because first of all, Schottenheimer. I'm used to the name Schottenheimer here in Kansas City, but and so I'm like, oh, if he's something like his daddy, like, I mean, he hoped he could be something like because his daddy he win a lot of regular season games, but they couldn't get it done playoff, dog. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like Dallas or that kind of anyway.
Yeah, right. But yeah, he ended up overachieving for sure. Like he did look good. He did a good job with the team.
Yeah. Now,
go ahead.
No, because I'm gonna drop the team that I think is gonna surprise. And obviously, me being a Chiefs fan, I hate saying this, and I'm gonna grow up saying this. And I've seen, I might sound crazy. I don't think the Raiders are gonna be a playoff team, but I think they can fight for a wild card. And
okay,
I just think they went very defensive heavy in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And the moves that they made competent moves. And I ain't seen competency from this organization in a long time. And the fact that they got back Max Crosby on a Knicks deal to add to what they added, and they found some way to keep it all under the cap. And
they did spend a lot of money, yeah.
They spent a lot of money. And
I didn't agree with I didn't agree with all of it. I didn't agree with every move that they made, like just because of cost. But in terms of the team being better, the team is obviously better than they were.
No, so I think they had to overspend because they figured that they absolutely had to get those guys. Like Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker, I absolutely think that's dope signings. Obviously, overplaying for Lindenbaum, I'm like, whoa, okay, yeah, I understand it. Obviously, you can't get Creed Humphrey because he's already locked down in Kansas City. So let's get the second best center and get him from Baltimore. He's available, free agency, pay him. Cool. That was
still need a right tackle.
They still need some tackles, but they did address a lot of things on defense. Johnson that they got the trade for the slot corner from Buffalo. I like him. I'm surprised why Buffalo gave him up. He's still relatively young. That was crazy to me. Like I said, they got Nakobe Dean, got Quay Walker. They drafted a lot of defensive players. The players that they drafted over the last few years, high, that weren't doing well, they traded out the building. So it's like they're making competent moves, and I can't confirm or deny, or obviously because I don't have that type of information. But I think Brady's really starting to put his fingerprint on this shit. He's like, man, if I got money invested in this shit, I'm used to winning. Let's make competent moves because they're starting to make competent moves. This shit is crazy. So,
so I guess my response to that would be, so if we're doing like a worst to first thing, like who was the bottom of their division who can make the playoffs, the Raiders have one of the hardest times to do that. They have one of the biggest obstacles, even if they are better, because they share a division with the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers.
We've been making the playoffs essentially.
So I don't really feel confident in either of those.
I don't feel confident.
I'm sure you don't think they're leapfrogging y'all.
No. I feel confident that I think more confident in Justin Herbert than Bo Nix. I don't think the Broncos have a quarterback. And we're going to end the show on that note. So no. I'm worried about Bo Nix. Not only because I just think the Jekyll and Hyde of his play is not one that is conducive for my type of enjoyment as a football fan. There's no way that I could, if I was a fan of Broncos, I'm like, I like the dude and I hate the dude. Like, dude, because there's moments where he plays great, and then sometimes you're like, yo, bro, what are you doing? And you do it in the crucial moments, and it's like, oh, what are you doing? And then, how do you expect this man? This injury was literally a couple of months ago. I I ain't heard nothing about this dude being cleared to even be doing any type of physical activity. Is he okay?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I've always been kind of a Bo Nix defender because I think that, but I agree that Bo Nix is inconsistent. But I also do think that he's in one of those mindsets in the way that people see him, where like it doesn't really matter what he does because like ontologically he's seen as a bad quarterback. Like I thought he was fine taking him in the first round. I was one of the defenders of taking that pick. I do think that I don't think that he's the kind of quarterback who you can be like, here, carry this team for me. But I do think, like, the way I had him in the tier, if you give him a good enough situation, he can win you games. And he has been doing that. He has been winning a lot, more than the arguably more talented quarterbacks from his class. He's won more than all of them.
That's fair. He's been to the playoffs last 2 years, so I can't fault him because
he outplayed Josh Allen against the Bills. He looked really good in that game. That was maybe the best game he's ever had. But the counterpoints to that would be like he's had among the best defensive support in the NFL. He's had the best O-line in the NFL, and he has a top 5 head coach in the NFL. So the main argument, the knock would be like, well, he also has below average skill position players, which is true, but the situation around him is really good. And he hasn't had to do that much to win games because of that. So I think that Bo Nix is a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think you can win games with him. I'm certainly more confident in him and in the overall team than I am in the Raiders, unless you think Mendoza is going to be a star straight out the gate, like have a CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels like rookie season.
Oh no. It's going to be straight to managing the game for both of those quarterbacks, whether it's Kirk Cousins or Mendoza. It's manage the game, and we ain't asking you to do too much. I think they're gonna let that defense fly, and they're gonna see what they can get, primarily at Ashton Genty and Bowers, and let them pretty much be the focal points.
Yeah, no, that's true. He has weapons.
Yeah. Well, in that point,
those 2 weapons.
Hey, those are not bad 2 weapons, but I'm just saying is at this point, like, I don't need to put it on your shoulders, bro. It's not necessary. We'll find ways to obviously, because you're the quarterback, you touch the football on every play, offensive play. Yeah, you're involved, but I don't need to put it on your shoulders, bro. We're not there yet.
No, I am still very concerned about the right side of that offensive line for Mendoza, though.
As you should be. As you should.
Yeah, that's that. So I'm very concerned about how Mendoza is going to play with that. But having Bowers, having Genty is nice, for sure.
Very nice.
We'll see. But before we get out of here, I did want to get your thoughts on this.
Rap to me.
The top 4 picks, Peterson, AJ, Boozer, and Caleb Wilson all look exactly as advertised. They've all looked basically like stars. Do you have any thoughts on, since we're talking about worst to first teams, any of those 4 teams, the Wizards, Jazz, Grizzlies, or Bulls, with those guys, any of them potentially making a play-in?
They had they not moved Walker Kessler, I probably would have said Utah in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how they're going to look without Walker. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thought. They were my favorite of the 4. Kessler leaving does hurt. Nurkic is okay.
That's a step down now at this point.
It is. Yes. I still think they could make a like of my predictions. I think they could make a play-in even with the team they have.
Yeah.
It's Peterson, it's Markkinen, it's Triple J,
yeah.
Ace Bailey, and who's there? Oh, George, and pretty outside of the center. It's pretty good.
Yeah, like I know the joke is like Utah is the last place you want to be, with like even though
as evidenced by their last 2 draft picks both not wanting to be there.
Yeah, but they've been drafting they've been stacking up a lot of young talent out there. So I ain't mad at it. Is getting like how much you like snow and mountains.
Yeah, Mormons.
Well, I mean, I like women ball shades. I don't mind no money. So it's the snow that I don't care about.
Yeah, having multiple wives there may ease those troubles for some.
Now I could get behind that. Now it's convincing my wife to get behind that.
Yeah. I'm just embracing the culture, babe.
I'm just embracing the culture, baby. Like, yay. No, but we'll see what. No, they're all for it is advertised. I know it's summer league, and I'm not trying to put. It does look good, but hey, this NBA game is slightly more, a little bit more different from NCAA. All right, this is 82. I ain't playing 82 games in that level, so this is. Mm-hmm. This is a war of attrition. So my thing is what I say every year, and when it comes to the rookie class, and then especially with the lottery picks, say it's all good and all. They all look good, especially first few weeks of the season, the summer league, all looks good. I need to see who's still standing in April. Who's still standing? Because we see it every year. Some rookies don't make it. Some make it half a year. Some don't even make it a quarter. Some make it 3 quarters. Some make it all the way through. We see it every year. I want to see how can they start getting into the mind frame of an NBA player of how to make my body and get it into a routine that it can build itself, harden itself, but know when to rest, knowing to recover, taking care of itself, managing endorsements, appearances, autograph signing, media, family, girlfriend, wife, kids, whatever, etc. Especially coming into, now being college to a rookie, like now it's a different ball game.
Yeah, I guess it's also. To that point, it is helpful that all 4 of them are on teams with no expectations, and all 4 of them, with the exception of maybe Caleb Wilson, are in small market teams, so they can kind of just focus on basketball for now. Maybe that'll be helpful for their development.
Yeah, Caleb Wilson went to Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they ain't no small market, but the only problem is. Chicago is not a small market, and they have no expectations. The problem is that they have no expectations in that big market, so there's always expectations, and they don't care that you have no expectations, motherfucker. We putting still expectations on your ass. You still in this big ass market, dog. Like they don't give it.
Right, you're on the Michael Jordan team. Like you have expectations.
Hell yeah,
we don't care if our team has sucked basically since then.
Hey, I know plenty of Bulls fans that are just pissed off with how this shit been going down in Chicago last few years. But
I'm sure.
But at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, best way to fucking make motherfucking management hit you, boycott their ass. I'm giving them money.
Yo.
They'll listen then. Anyway, let's get up out of here. Man, always a good time. If you need audio needs, holler at the man Randy Weber. All right, Panther on Acid Productions. You can check him out right there on Instagram. That's just how I said it right there. Y'all know where to find me. I.O.W Sports Network. The Twitter, you see it right there under the name. Other than that, hey, we out of here. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.
Yeah. Silent Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card Mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card Mar. We